Have you ever had that feeling, you know the one, where it feels like the market is personally out to get you? Like you enter a trade and it immediately goes the other way. You exit and it rockets without you. It's like you're always one step behind. Well, you are definitely not alone. So let's get into it because I think most people are playing the wrong game entirely.
I mean, this is the question, right? It's the one that keeps every trader up at night. Why is this so hard? Is my strategy broken? Do I need a better indicator? Or is there something bigger going on here? Something we're all missing? The answer, the real secret sauce that separates the people who make it from the ones who don't, it really comes down to this one number, 80%. Now, what in the world could 80% of trading be? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not your entry signal. It's not some secret pattern. No, it's something way, way more personal. And here it is. This is the truth that most people just don't want to hear. We spend all our time, all our energy chasing that perfect 20%, tweaking our charts, buying new courses, looking for that holy grail setup. But we completely ignore the 80%, our own psychology that is actually calling the shots. So for the next few minutes, forget the charts. We're diving deep into that 80%. It all has to start here with the very first pillar, your foundation. And this isn't something you can find on a chart or in a book. Nope, this is built inside of you. It's all about your why.
You know, so many people get into trading with this dream of hitting it big, quitting their job next week, and just sipping margaritas on a beach. That's a lottery ticket mindset. A professional, though, they treat this like a serious business. And any real business has a mission statement, a core purpose. Just saying, I want to make money isn't a mission. That's just a result.
And that mission, your why, that's what's going to hold you down when things get chaotic. And believe me, they will get chaotic. When you're on a losing streak and fear is screaming in your ear to just give up, a shallow goal like getting rich is going to fall apart instantly. A deep, meaningful purpose is the only thing that'll keep you in the game.
So how do you actually find that deep why? Try this. It's a really simple but incredibly powerful exercise. Just ask yourself why 5 times. So you start with, why do I want to trade? Well, to make money. Okay, why? So I can quit my job. Why do you want to do that? Because I feel trapped. Keep going. By the time you get to that 5th why, something like to be more present for my family, that's the real stuff. That's your anchor. And here's the key. Your why has to really be yours. It can't be something you heard from some guru on the internet. It has to come from deep down. If thinking about it doesn't give you goosebumps or, stir something up inside, you're not there yet. You've got to keep digging. This is the fuel for everything else. Okay, so once that foundation is set, you need the actual framework to build on top of it. This brings us to pillar number 2, your how. This is the professional process you create before you even think about putting real money on the line.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It really boils down to 2 totally different worlds. The gambler is running on pure emotion and hope. They're using money they can't afford to lose. They're chasing gut feelings. The professional, they're operating like a CEO. They use dedicated risk capital. They execute a written plan. And above all, they manage their risk relentlessly.
And listen, your trading plan doesn't have to be some 100-page document, but it absolutely, positively must answer these 4 questions before you click that buy or sell button. If your plan is just floating around in your head, trust me, it doesn't really exist. The second emotions get high, your memory is going to fail you. A written plan is your North Star in the middle of a storm.
This is a huge trap for new traders. We become strategy collectors. We jump from this shiny new thing to the next, looking for that one magic bullet. But here's the secret. True pros aren't a jack of all trades. They're a sniper. They pick one setup, one strategy, and they master it. They learn it inside and out. They know its personality, they know when it's lying to them, and they know exactly when to pull the trigger. And that leads us perfectly into our final pillar, execution. Because you can have the most powerful why in the world and a perfect how written down, but it's all useless if you can't actually follow the plan when the pressure is on. This is all about your when. So meet the 4 monsters that live inside every trader's head. You've got fear, who tells you to sell a good trade for a tiny profit. You've got greed, who convinces you to hold a loser way too long. There's FOMO, the fear of missing out, who makes you chase trades you know you shouldn't. And then there's revenge trading, which is basically the fastest way to blow up your account. I absolutely love this saying because it's just so true, isn't it? Amateurs trade based on how a chart feels. They hope a bad trade will turn around. A professional, they know their feelings are a liability. They execute a process because a process gives you consistent results. Good vibes? They don't pay the bills. All right, so if I asked you right now, what's the single hardest skill to learn in trading, what would you say? You might think it's, I don't know, chart analysis or picking the perfect entry. But the real answer is, well, it's probably not what you think. It has nothing to do with doing more. That's it. Seriously. The most profitable thing you can do day after day is to know when to just sit on your hands and do nothing. The market doesn't reward you for being busy, it rewards you for being right. And forcing trades when your setup isn't there is a guaranteed way to lose your money and your confidence. Remember, sitting in cash is a position. Patience is a high-level strategy. And this right here, this is the core of it all, both mathematically and psychologically. Your ego desperately wants to be right, so it holds on to losing trades, praying they'll come back to break even just so you don't have to admit you were wrong. It also gets nervous and wants to grab a small win as fast as possible. But your trading account, it wants the exact opposite. So the real question is, who are you trading for? Your ego or your bank account?
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. What is the actual tangible edge that separates the struggling 90% from the consistently profitable pros? What is it really?
When you lay it out like this, it becomes so clear. The amateur is always looking for something outside of themselves. Some secret indicator, some hot tip from a guru. They're constantly reacting. The professional's edge is completely internal. It's their discipline, it's their process, it's their patience, and it's their obsession with managing risk above all else.
And that's really the final thought here. Everyone is looking for a secret edge, but the edge isn't a secret at all. It's the boring stuff. It's the day in, day out grind of just following your own rules, especially when it's hard, especially when you don't feel like it. In this business, boring is beautiful. Boring is profitable.
So I'm going to leave you with this one last question to really think about. Take an honest look at what you're doing. Are you methodically building and running a system like a business owner? Or are you just showing up every day, clicking some buttons based on a feeling and guessing with a lot of confidence? Because the answer to that question will decide your entire future in the markets.